So how do you actually know if your friends are holding you back? Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you guys submitted it. So step number one, when I'm looking at my friends, I actually have my little cheat sheet, the things that I personally use to kind of evaluate my relationships on a regular basis is number one, do they offend you are they offended when you're making progress? You know, are they taking the time to actually cheer you on? Or are they saying, man, you suck, man. Come on, girl. Are you kidding me? How could you what happened to you? You're not the same old. Well, the reality is you're gonna be different as you're making progress, and you want people to be aligned with you that want you to make progress, not with people who don't want you to make progress. Number two is whether or not they're emotionally draining. When you get around them, do you feel like you're high on energy, high on energy, or low on energy? In other words, when you're around them, do you feel like they're sucking the life out of you, for lack of a better word, or not? So that's another one. Number three. They put you into precarious situations on a regular basis. And that could actually mean danger. I was working with a young lady just not too long ago that had a bad circle of influences, ended up leaving her house, ended up getting in all kinds of trouble, and then ended up having to come home. All right. Friends propel you. They don't hold you back, and they don't put you in dangerous or difficult situations on a regular basis. Number four, and probably the biggest, your friends don't gossip about you. They don't talk negatively about you to other people under any set of circumstances. So those are the four things that I'm personally looking for when I'm evaluating my friendships to decide who gets to be in my inner circle and who doesn't. So what are the biggest things that hold people back from actually achieving their dreams? Well, I think number one is lack of imagination, lack of dreaming, lack of desiring or yearning. It's kind of funny because there's an old not a proverb, but there's an old theology that basically the best way to train fleas in a flea circus is to do nothing more than to put them in a glass jar and put the lid on. Because after about 24 hours, you can literally dump them out of the jar and they'll only jump as high as the lid. Let me ask you this. Are you jumping only as high as your lid right now? Have you forgotten to daydream and dream and imagine what could be? Have you forgotten the power of possibilities? My defining moment in changing my trajectory, changing my life, and finally getting to a place where I get to enjoy life with my family, my friends, and within the businesses is the ability to think of possibilities and make things happen. So, are you taking the time to imagine what could be, or are you simply focused on what's always been? Okay, how do I break generational curses or past that kind of hold me back? Well, that was actually one that I needed to do myself back in the day, right? So I came from a very difficult upbringing off and on. We dealt with a little bit of poverty-like circumstances. And the greatest thing that I've realized is step one is stepping up to the plate. If you're going to take the time to break a family or a generational curse or bondage, so to speak, meaning there's been a long-standing thing of poverty, there's been a long-standing thing of brokenness, long-standing thing of broken relationships, adultery, and all these different things. If you want to break those curses, those senses of bondage, step one is stand up. Step two is get courage, meaning you're going to face difficult things as the patriarch, because the patriarch is the person who's going to fight the battle. And the third and most important thing that I used to break my own family curses and bondages along the way was prayer. I prayed hard, I learned from God, and I kept moving. And you can do the same. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's Life Mastery Q&A video. We're doing a new Q&A video every single Monday. And if you have questions you'd like answered, simply leave a comment with your question below this video or email us at questions@journeyprinciples.com. And if we use your question, we'll send you a free gift just to say thank you.